Hello, everyone. It's Marsha. I am here with my colon cleaner. I just wanted to check in with you guys today. On today, it is a special day. I say any day above ground is special. I've gotten a lot of inquiries in reference to certain things I can do to help people understand what this is all about. So bear with me. I am new to this. So I just want to make sure you guys can see me and everybody is ready to come in. So forgive me for all the movement. Okay. All right. So as we have proceeded, I would like to say thank you first and foremost to my storm chasers. Hello, all of my storm chasers. Thank you so much for supporting my colon cleaner. This has been a passionate project for me because I have been able to heal so many people. If you're one of them, I am looking forward to hearing from you. One second. All right. If you're one of the people, one of the many people that this product was able to reach out and to heal and to help, I would love to hear from you. So I'm encouraging everyone to reach out to me at mycoloncleaner@gmail. Upon doing so, I will acknowledge your email. And if there's a possibility, I would love to talk to you one-on-one in person. That would be great. All right. So it's been a lot going on. Just because it is a pandemic doesn't mean that our lives are going to go into a dead stop. We are still very much alive. We're still very much here. We still have things that have to be done. And one part of that is, as a human being, is eating, processing our food, and enjoying our lives more so than dreading the current condition, because this is only for now, which is temporary. It's always fleeting moments that go into making a future. So right now we're just passing through. So I just want to adjust the light really quick. One sec, guys. All right. Okay, so this is one of the few times that I'm able to feel comfortable in front of a camera. I'm a little shy, believe it or not. So I took the liberty of writing some things down. If you guys had a chance to see the Storm Monroe video, you do understand that I'm a very visual type of gal, and I have things to show you and things to share with you. So we're going to start that journey now. First of all, good morning, good night, good afternoon, wherever you're at. I hope that you're feeling good. I hope that you are reaching forward in your health journey, whether that be conditions that you're already dealing with and you've learned how to cope with those, or if you are facing in particular constipation. That is something that the My Colon Cleaner company is all about. We are about eradicating colon cancer first and foremost, but I'm very careful to say that. So I would go forth with the conditions of the actual intestines. So one of them being constipation. And as you know, I had previously mentioned on the video that I had a lot of experience with that. And it was something that had clogged up my entire life and caused me to be quite obese. Like now I've got my over 45 weight on, but when I was younger, 16 years ago, I was a size 22. And that's one of the reasons that this company was launched and is my little baby, because I had to share this information with everyone because it was so shocking for something so wonderful to happen so fast for me. So rather than be a hater and keep the secret, I gave it up and I talk about it everywhere I go. So today I am reaching out for testimonies because I want to hear from you guys. I can tell you that my product works until my face turns blue. But the reality is that the people that I have helped with my colon cleaner, I need to hear your voice. And I know that it's a little nerve-wracking because it's such an intimate subject. But we all do it. Just as sure as we all eat, we all poop. So I do want to hear from you. We can take your names out so that it's anonymous and we don't tell your actual name, but your actual experience is very important to me. And it's important to the thousands of people that may see this video and wonder, well, what is this girl talking about? So, all right, I am 46 years old. Yes, I would say 46 years young. I am a mother. I am a grandmother, actually. And I have been doing this for 16 years after falling and hurting my back very badly. At the time, they gave me Vicodin, Soma, Valium, ibuprofen 800. They put me on around 12 to 13 different medications for different emotions and feelings I was having, as well as pain management. And those medications clogged up my intestines so badly that it prevented me from going number two for a whole 30-day period, which, oh boy, was uncomfortable. Um, it changed my life and it made me feel like I was going to expire. So rather than go down with the ship, I said, I've got to do something monumental before I go. So I had an opportunity to meet with a healer, and that healer provided me with this psyllium husk fiber. This is not a magic bullet. It is not the end all be all. This is a tool that I learned to use from that day forward in making my health the greatest that it could be. Okay. So initially I was like, what is this? And at the door of the clinic, they gave me this in almond milk, which I was not familiar with almond milk, but I was desperate. So I drank it. I know you guys have heard the story, some of you, but for the ones that have not, understand that ignorance is not always bliss. I didn't know what almond milk was at the time because I had not been educated. And that's one of the components that my colon cleaner stands for, is the education for the people to understand what our bodies can and cannot do, what our food supply can and cannot do, as well as the pharmaceutical giants and the nutraceuticals, because that's the vein that I operate in. This is all natural. This is holistic. This is an alternative. This is not designed to take the place of your Western medical physician or your private care, your primary care physician. This is solely an offering of alternatives to what you have known previously to help enhance your future health. Okay, so let's make that very clear. And the fact that I do not practice medicine. So as I speak, I'm telling you what has worked for me. Okay, I have slowed down my words because I was informed that as a California girl, I talk too fast. So you will hear me trying to slow down, which makes me sound super proper. But I want you guys to understand what I'm saying, because this is very important. It's important for you, important for me and our families, friends, and the whole world, actually. I like to think that one colon at a time, people can be enlightened and educated and can come to an understanding of what exactly is transpiring when we're not feeling well and how that affects us overall. The totality of having congestion in your intestines can make you very cranky and very crabby. So this is designed to help you understand the whole process and what's going on and how my colon cleaner can help you during that journey. All right, so we have a list today so that I don't get too far off of subject. First, we're going to go over the testimonies. And I can tell you that I do have people that are having significant breakthroughs, just like me. Over a month of no number two, they're having number two now. Okay. This is something that moves my spirit because that's the reason I offered this to you guys. I wanted you guys to feel what I felt. And that is the removal of something that could otherwise cause you great danger or harm. So when I hear them tell me that it's been wonderful to have a bowel movement every single day, it makes me stand a little taller and it makes me very happy because I know that I was a part of something great. And so that's the first thing. And I want to hear from everyone, the good, the bad, and the ugly. In reference to ugly, I do understand that sometimes people's systems are so inundated with waste that they might feel a slouging feeling. And that slouging feeling is the actual walls of the intestines that may have been so deeply embedded. Those crevices, you'll feel the movement of that coming out. So don't fret. If you should feel something, I'd say that we have no digestive inconvenience because it is not an inconvenience when you consider what it's going to provide for you later, what you're going to actually have the output of. The fact that you'll be able to eliminate something from your body that otherwise would have stayed there for weeks, months, days, years. Okay. Seriously, it could be in there a long time. The way that we're made, and that's how that works. So we're going to go over how we're made. I did a very quick little copy here of how all of this starts. So sometimes people are concerned is, well, I do all these different things, but I still can't lose weight. Okay. So I'll let you know the journey. It begins here at the mouth. And I'm saying that as a simplistic term only because it's one way in and one way out. Okay. That's a basic, simple thing to understand. One way in, one way out. So basically, what are we putting in? So if we put in good things, that will be beneficial to our entire existence. If we put in questionable or bad things, then we will have a questionable and an unfortunate health condition. That our condition will not be as fortunate as one that takes the time to think about what they're putting in their bodies as they're doing it and making better choices. This is what this is all about. Better choices, okay? So we're starting at the mouth, and that's the salivatory glands. One part of having a lot of water, in which I emphasize in every order that you should always have lots of water. Water should be your friend. Water should be around you, inside of you. You should always aspire to have water because that energy itself is one thing that no one has ever been able to figure out. We might have went to the moon, but we still can't figure out how water is created, exists, and how God has provided such a wonderful thing for us. And the fact that it's so beneficial that we miss it just for a second, just for a day. There is a obvious reaction our bodies will go through. And then you can also see that in the glow of our skin or the lack thereof. In reference to being healthy, water is one of the most important components of being healthy. So that's one thing that we have to go through. In reference to salivatory glands, these will be operating properly. When the salivatory glands are operating properly, that is the water or the moisture we have in our mouth. It helps to wash away the bacteria that we accumulate all day. We get that with our foods. We get that with all the various things we put in our mouths, allegedly. And the fact of the matter is, as our salivatory glands are producing said fluid, it's kind of like a reversal effect. You'll find yourself swallowing that and it'll just go back to your system. The problem is after a while, it gets thicker and thicker. And that's where the chemicals, I believe, the chemicals start to hang out and be able to grow. And that is kind of how our bodies get inundated with chemicals in the first place. So replacing that moisture and keeping that flushing sensation going is what the water does for us. So drinking lots of water is imperative. It's good for even your oral health itself. No one wants to have a dry mouth. That's something that a lot of elderly people face in their later years. That's why Big Mama always had the candy at church, because you'll be sitting there for a long time and your mouth gets dry. I love a good butterscotch. Okay, that gives you an idea how old I am. Keeping your mouth moist is very important. So water, that is something you have to impart into the equation. All right, so as we go through it, of course, we already went through the mouth. That's where everything comes in. Salivatory glands, it has to pass through there. So as I'm chewing my food, I have to make sure that I have enough, the salivatory glands are active enough where the food is being chewed effectively. Now, I know some people that can scarf down a meal in seconds, and I worry about their digestive health because those food particles are larger than that of a person that has taken the time to chew each bite or each morsel for so many chews. The more you chew, the better the outcome for your waist. So this is so important. You're actually starting your digestive journey as soon as you start chewing. Chew well, take the time, slow down. Do not eat do not talk as you're eating. I wish in a perfect world we wouldn't have to eat. But it's actually a lot of fun. Once you learn how to, it's a lot of fun, and it's a great fulfilling part of my life. Cooking and eating and learning new things is a great part of it. So as we go forward, of course, you have the esophagus, and this product is going to be going down through the mouth, through the esophagus. The My colon cleaner starts its activating right away. As soon as you swallow, the granules of the psyllium husk that have already been liquefied start to grasp onto every part that it touches. And I'm going to show you that in a clear cup later, how it works. So as it starts at the esophagus and goes down through the stomach, a lot of the things that we eat don't agree with us, and they make us feel very ill. You'll notice that within a few hours of eating. Digestion takes some time, especially if you're not chewing fully, and especially if you're eating a lot of red meats. Red meat in itself is something that is difficult for the human body to process, but it can do so. It's just going to be a little trickier because you want to chew that more. So chew your red meats more. Your colon will thank you later. Okay, so this product is cleaning the stomach, the enzymes and chemicals that you don't need. They're going to flow out with the product as it goes through your system. The liver, this is another very hardworking organ that needs some backup sometimes. So that liver is always working on your behalf to make sure that the things that you're processing are going to create energy for you. So that's a very important organ. For this product, I did write down exactly the organs that it does help. So my colon cleaner, it does cleanse the gallbladder as well. Very important. The kidney and the spleen. The kidneys and the spleen. You definitely want, because these are the organs that pick up all of the rhetoric and leftovers of what we put into our systems. So if we're able to cleanse those very organs, then we'll have a better shot at longevity. And ultimately, that is what this is all about. And whomever that person is watching me, hey there, hi there. I'm thankful for 1 to a million. I'm just glad to have a platform to be able to speak and for people to hear the good word about abundant health. Yeah. So here we go. As you go through the kidney and the spleen, very important to cleanse those. And then also the rectum itself. As you are, as we go through our lives, we can have rectal damages. It could be childbirth. It could be dietary. Your diet can dictate injury to the colon as well. From being impacted for so long, I do know that one would be prone to hemorrhoids, also known as piles. These are some conditions that can be reversed, but many cannot. So I take my colon very seriously. There is also the jejunum, which is also known as a transverse colon. The transverse colon is what actually crosses over. It crosses over your actual body. And that one can descend and loop down because it can become overfilled. As we spoke previously about the nerves inside of our intestinal walls, they're not as sensitive as the ones on our skin. So you will be hard pressed to say, well, I feel that my colon is about to bust. You will not feel that. It'll just be an obvious on sight that your stomach is larger than it should be for your body mass index, or the way that you were before this unhealthy thing occurred in your life. So what I do to combat that, other than taking the product itself every day, one can take the product from 1 to 3 times per day without any issues. This is something you don't have to worry about overdosing on. I recommend 3 times a day because it's not designed to be a meal replacement. So 3 times a day is what I did for my weight loss. I got 67 pounds of waste off of me, as well as fluid, and I got active and turned the fat into muscle. So I burned a lot of that fat off, and boy, was I happy. If I didn't do that then, I wouldn't be here now. That's a fact. Yes. So, all right. Lots of stuff to cover today. All right. So the pancreas, this is another organ that can give us lots of problems. I've actually helped people that have pancreatic cancers. This is one that they consider the rich man's disease, where lots of rich foods have been devoured and processed through the pancreas. And it would either be that one or an alcohol situation where the liver takes a serious beating. And I always recommend for people that have had issues with any type of addictions or substance abuse to definitely start with a great cleansing for the colon if you are turning a page and you're not going to go in that direction any further. Yeah. So here we go. We also have, of course, the small intestines. And the small intestines are just that. They're very small and very tedious. And that's one of the reasons having the My Colon Cleanser be so thorough in the form of powder. This allows it to get into the nooks and crannies that make up the very thing that we need to start with the cleansing of. So your food is going to exit from the stomach and go directly into the small intestine. As it goes through there, there's still nutrients that are being released into your body from the foods that you eat. That's why it's so important to eat great and good foods as much as possible. You want it to be beneficial to your body. You don't want it to be something that is garbage in, garbage out. All right, so once it travels through your small intestines, then it's going to take the journey where it's almost over. And this could take 6 to 8 hours, depending on what you ate and your system that's already been set up. If you're rehabilitating your system with My Colon Cleaner, I would say you're going to see within that 2-week time for the small size, you're definitely going to get some regularity and start understanding what's happening inside, because you're going to have a greater output. And that's what we all want. The greater output is showing you what has been lodged inside for so long. So here we go from the small intestines to the large intestines. And this is the one that crosses over. This is the one that's usually the suspect when our bellies are big, especially in the men that have the baller bellies, you know, the Gucci Mane. And I've seen a lot of them, but I can't recall them all. But in general, in the streets too, you'll see men that are very well off, or street pharmacists that will have everything small, but that stomach will be big because it's probably full of lots of red meat, because of the ability to afford such richer foods. Well, they'll stay in you longer too. So unfortunately, the body takes a beating, and the men, you can tell because their stomachs will be larger. And this is actually what is filled up. And we talked about this last time, because that condition could result in what's known as megacolon. And I went over Elvis Presley. People were saying, well, that was pretty old to go back. But I figured everyone knew who Elvis Presley was. So that's the reason I thought he was a safe go-to. Otherwise, he was a thinner person. As he aged and got into the drugs, his system did not identify, other than the chronic constipation that Elvis suffered. He didn't feel or know that his colon was perhaps going to explode. But what he ended up having was a megacolon, and famously deceased, expired on the toilet because he had the toxins and that feeling of getting it out. You'll notice if you have a lot of impaction that you'll go to the bathroom and somehow you end up taking everything off. I know that sounds strange, but I've spent a lot of time in the bathroom and I've talked to a lot of people. Taking off all your clothes because you have to get this thing done. It's a part of your toxins absolutely trying to get out of your body. You'll notice that you won't feel that way often in your lifetime. But if you've taken on a plethora of toxins and it's time to evacuate, and your body's like, look, I'm going to help you. You don't get how serious this is. So I need you to get in this bathroom and take me seriously. And the body actually will purge and purge and purge. And as it's doing that, people have been known to, there is a muscle that makes you have a little tear. That's one. Two, there's also sweating that can occur. And another way for your body's defense system to purge itself of toxins is sweat. Overall, we need to sweat more, I believe. Sweating is actually very good for you and your skin, and helps to eliminate tons of toxins that otherwise would be stuck and lodged in your body. And that would show as well. All right, so I have some things here. That was the whole system. My product, our product, is cleansing this entire system for you in a one-step process, because all you do is mix it into your favorite juice or milk or water, shake it up, stir it up, drink it. Don't let it sit. If it sits, it gets thicker. That is something that I hear from people often. They're like, oh, it got so thick, I didn't know what to do. And my heart goes out to them because I literally try my best to explain that this is a small but a very mighty product. Small but mighty. You have the strongest organic psyllium husk in the world in your possession. If you are my client and I have seen your actual order and help facilitate it, you have something that no one else has other than the people that come through my service and purchase the product, because it is the finest grade. This is why I offered it. I could never offer some BS. I could never offer some garbage. I'm talking about us. We don't play that. So for me, and it's not like since it's a threat, I wanted to give this to our people because we deserved it. And it's because we needed it. And it's because I wish I would have found it sooner. Yeah. So, excuse me. All right. I'm by the window, little dust. All right, here we go. So we went over the testimonies and also the fact that this is 100% mighty. The testimonies, it'd be awesome to get those. Like I said, we're going to put those into mycoloncleaner@gmail.com. And I will confidentially be able to share those with others so they can understand what this is all about. Okay. Okay. So I have the 100% mighty factor. That is real. This product is a real product that really does work. Even though it is all natural, do not sleep on this natural effectiveness. This is something that if you incorporate into your life, you will have the greatest benefits of it. I don't know what happens because once I found it, I've been doing it ever since. And I'm very happy of that. So as we go further, I understand that right now we're under this COVID-19 quarantine. And this is a spirit of the revelation of 2020. Excuse me, let me put this down. I take the COVID quite seriously. This is one of those things that people are calling the invisible enemy. I guard myself. I do have my N95 mask that I wear in public. I also wear gloves when things are especially nasty. I try to not engage within 6 feet of anyone for anything. I do take advantage of the earlier hours because I do understand that getting what you need from the stores these days is almost impossible. And it is heartbreaking to see so many people confused or bewildered from the fact that our food supply has changed. Our techniques of achieving, toilet paper acquisition has changed. Nothing is as it has been, and it will never be the same again. That is what I know. Yeah. So with COVID-19 ravishing the body, the only good news that I found out was the fact that ultimately everything that goes into our bodies has to come out. And on the yahoo.com website, they had that the COVID-19 exits the body through our waste system. So for me, I was excited because I said, well, this is why and how I know this is because I don't get colds. I don't get sick. And I'm thankful and knock on wood and praise the Lord. I don't want to be sick. So one thing that I do know I have done to stay healthy and strong is to cleanse my colon. So colon cleansing, in my opinion, is instrumental in exiting not just anything from the body, but especially bacteria, viruses, and conditions that would otherwise cause great harm to us. So as this COVID-19 trend passes through, I pray not to be a part of it. I don't want to be affected by it with my family, my friends, anyone that I know. My heart goes out to everyone that's suffering with it. And part of being a part of the healing for the COVID-19 is the new opportunity that is coming forward from My Colon Cleaner. And this is another project that I saw as a request. People have asked me so many times about my vitamins and my mineral intake. So we have created individual packets so that people can take them in one easy step. Now, I do offer this at mycoloncleaner.com, but we had to focus a little more on just other than just a week or 2 weeks. So we are offering a 30-day offering of vitamins, and we also have a 90-day. And it comes down to $2 to $3 per day for 6 to 9 different minerals and vitamins that are vital for longevity. Whether you're up against an immune system and you need to boost, if you're going for healthier skin, hair, and nails, if you're facing diabetes, if you are like me, one of those people that have to fight constipation, we have set this up and made it easier for a common man to have one step. So you don't have to overthink it. It can be intimidating. A vitamin warehouse or a vitamin store, it's so many things. But we have narrowed it down to the finest organic vitamins and minerals that were fair traded and humanly harvested without any type of toxins or anything that can hurt the body or cause us any grief. So I'm just thankful to have a wonderful product to offer. And that is going to be coming up for the month of May. That one is the healthyvitaminpacks.com. Quite simple, healthyvitaminpacks.com. And once you receive your package, all the instructions are there. It's also a diet that will be there as far as fruits and vegetables and things that we need to indulge in, and also advice and tips about our health and our well-being. So I'm looking forward to working with our people with that. And any questions or concerns, you guys, once again, that's going to be under the My Colon Cleaner umbrella. And I am here to answer any questions you may have. So that's coming up. All right. So here we go. Our diet and our water. Once again, this is so important. Taking the product, I do have people that take the product and they do not work out. I have people that take the product and they do not diet. They eat whatever they want to eat, anytime they want to eat it. It's not that they're unruly. It's just that it's such a new concept. So they'll just continue to do their own diet rather than switching it up with the organic, vegan or pescatarian, ovo-lacto, vegetarian. There's so many different criteria and lifestyle choices we can make of how we eat our food. So some people refuse to do all of that. They're just going to keep on doing what they do. And guess what? It still works. That's the wonderful thing, and something that I don't like to say very often because I like to see people do positive changes for their diets. So because they're more prone to still do what they normally do, it still does work. And but I encourage you, eat healthy. Okay, this is about putting good things in to get good results. So that's the diet portion. Oops. And then also the water. A lot of people are like, well, how much water? And in general, I did touch the surface about it, but 6 to 8 water bottles per day is pretty much the norm for me, or more. I would love to have the 3 liters per day. And when I can get there, it's mostly in the hotter months when I'm working out, or or I'm able to get out and do some things in the sun. The sun also makes it where I definitely want to get more water in because the body knows what it needs. So during the summer months, you probably do drink way more water, but you have to strive in the colder months as well as springtime, because that is how our bodies will function at its highest level with lots of fluids. That's the first thing you get whenever you get to the hospital is an IV with fluids. And God forbid, I don't want you to go, but I'm saying to you, the healthiest thing that they start you on is an IV drip of water, because this is something that we all need. And everyone is considered dehydrated to a good doctor. They will tell you quickly that you gotta drink more water. It's always a part of the solution is your fluid intake being upped, in particular water, because that's what we're missing. So 6 to 8 of these per day. This is what is ideal. In this one, I have a little bit of liquid vitamin there. So it's a little different color. But yes, I enjoy lots of water, and I think it keeps me young. I have a theory about water drinkers, like Erica Badu, for instance. What a beautiful, young looking woman. She looks really young, and you'll always find her with water with cucumber. She'll have water that is fruit infused, always nearby. And it's not just because she's a singer. She does it because she knows the value of hydration. And especially any headache sufferers out there, do take in more water. You'll find that as soon as your brain gets dehydrated, because it's made with such a wrinkly type of presentation, it starts to kind of shrink down a bit. So when you have the water intake correctly, it keeps that brain plump. It keeps that brain from having to have more creases. Those creases is probably what we be feeling with the pain. So I tell anyone that, oh, my head hurts, drink some water. That will be your first line of defense, because we usually are dehydrated and our brains can be dehydrated as well. Yes. All right. So as we go forward, I will do a mention or like a flyby of our fruits and veggies and beans. Yes, I said beans. People are like, ew, I know, beans, old school beans, but beans are amazing. And there's so many different types, but they're full of protein, full of vitamins and nutrients, and a great way to just add that to the equation to get that 5 to 7 fruits or vegetable servings per day that one should aspire to. Okay, so we're going to do some mixing, guys. I'm going to pull back the terminal here and try to get it where you guys can see what I'm doing. So 1 second. Okay, so what I have is my blender ball, my blender, the blender bottle. This is one that is on the market. They have a million bazillion of them. And actually, I was a little lazy. I didn't get my blender insert because I really don't need it. In reference to my colon cleaner, it is a very finely granulated psyllium. You'll expect a package either in this or the craft paper with the note, instructions, and your product itself. All right, this is a small offering. This is a 4-ounce offering of my colon cleaner. My colon cleaner is organic and vegan, sugar-free, salt-free, no stimulants, and it goes down clean. This product is so smooth. So this is what it looks like. A lot of people are like, oh, it's kind of like sand. Well, it's a blonde, basically. This is called a blonde psyllium husk. So with the one that I already have, because I too, like I said, I take my product, I love my product, and it works. So first things first, how do you take the product? I wrote down some notes because I swear, guys, it is so hard to remember all the wonderful things I want to share with you. All right, so we're going to go over the who's, the what's, the when's, the why's. What to expect. When you order from me, when you order from my colon cleaner, you can expect fast shipping. Even in the COVID-19 times, I'm still able to synchronize a pickup from the United States Postal Service so they can come on over, pick up your product that I have already managed to have done in a commercial kitchen. We make sure that everything is above board. Similar to a kosher kitchen where everyone has been cleared. There is a COVID-19 free environment, and we keep it that way. We encourage the highest level of sanitation. So your product is going to be amazing. Label is legible. I have follow-up information, what is inside of it, how many times you can use it, and a quick read instruction on it, just in case you lose the instruction card. So you can expect fast shipping. You can also expect communication with me. If there are any questions or concerns, my number is on every single bag. I want to hear from you. If there's anything that you need to know about my colon cleaner, please call me. I'm at 610-848-8847. What's on your mind is important to me. So my clients, my friends, and anyone that has ever taken the product, and you have any questions, please feel free to call me anytime. Or you can email me, of course, at mycoloncleaner@gmail.com. All right, so how does it work? We went over that. It's the swooping effect that goes through the body, and that's going to start as soon as you swallow it. I'm going to show you how to mix this product so that you have no problems using my colon cleaner. So here we go. I start with my blender bottle. If you don't have a blender bottle, you can also use a mason jar or just even a regular cup with your regular teaspoon. It is so imperative that you understand this product is so mighty. All it takes is an actual teaspoon. I would say if someone had any complaint, it would be thinking that you can put in more and get a better result. And that is not how this works. This very small and mighty packet here is enough for a person to have 50 treatments. And they're like, well, how do you know that? Yes, I took the time to make certain that there are 50 treatments in here, because I look at it as every time you take it, that is a treatment. All right. So I am just taking a teaspoon out here. I want you to see it. Let's see. Put something behind there. Okay. Can you see? This here is a teaspoon. This is not a heaping. This is done basically at level in a healthy form of just a teaspoon. It is filled. Okay. Now I should have poured my liquid first. That is important as well. And here we go. Some regular apple juice is my favorite. Now you can take this with 6 to 8 ounces of fluid, or you can take it in a shorter shot. It's up to you. I advise the 6 to 8 ounces because I don't want anyone not being able to experience the product itself because it mixed too thickly because they did it with a less amount of fluid the first time. You know, the first time means everything. So I want you to have the full benefit by using a regularly leveled teaspoon into your shaker bottle or jar or container. So here we go. Putting the top on. All right, so I'm shaking it, making sure it's blended very well. All right, and I pour it here in the cup. It's going to be no lumps, no clumps, no bumps. This product itself goes in clean, no grit, goes right down, no problem. This is what it should look like once it's mixed. You'll see the granules there. I'm actually holding it too long. You are to drink it immediately. All right. Whew. It basically tastes like whatever you put in it. Now, if you look closely, you'll see how it sticks to the glass. That is the same effect from the esophagus to the rectum. This product is going to take anything that's negatively charged that doesn't belong there out with the waste. And it does it in a very gentle way, a very thorough way. And for that, I am proud. I am, because this is something that anyone can take as long as you have no hazards in reference to your swallowing mechanism. If you are swallow challenged, I would suggest that you try it in a different form, or you may not be able to benefit from this particular product because psyllium, all psylliums are going to be this way. They are designed to get thicker as soon as you add fluid. This is how the action works. So never fear if you get a thicker output here, add more fluid. Do not put this down a garbage disposal. Do not put this down the sink. This is something that really thickens up. So I suggest you add more fluid and go ahead and ingest this product, and you will understand the greatness of my colon cleaner because it really is a great product. Yes, it is. I'm making sure to emphasize that because this is something that has changed my life and changed so many other people's lives. All right. So after I have my colon cleaner, I do notice that I really not, it's not instantaneously, but my appetite is curbed. As I go through my day, I will not have as much desire to eat as I normally would. And then also, as I go through my day, I'm not thinking of the salty and the sweet foods or the crispy, crunchy, greasy ones. I literally understand what that nutty taste that it has, that healthy taste that it has. And it's only an aftertaste that is enhanced by what you put in it. Because it truly tastes like whatever you put in it, even water, it just has no taste. So once I start to go through my day, I notice that I'm making healthier choices. I'm making healthier choices because once I go into the restroom and I see what I'm evacuating, I'm realizing that there was so many things going on inside of me that I really need to get rid of them. So once I get the bad out, I'm bringing in the good. And that is your fruits and your vegetables, your whole grains, your whole foods. You're not going to replace those bad things with more bad things unless you really don't care or understand that you have to make better choices for your food supply, for yourself, for your family, for longevity. So no fast food. I mean it. We are better off cooking for ourselves. And it is ironic that the coronavirus has us in the house cooking for ourselves right now. And it's a plus. Don't look at it as a minus. Understand that everything does happen for a reason. A part of the coronavirus 19 quarantine is being in the home with the people, the very people that you love and that you care for and that you adore. So what better way to express that than by cooking them a homemade meal that comes straight from the heart? That's the reason for soul food. They could have called it good food. They called it soul food because it's coming from the soul. You want to nourish your family. You don't want to give them something that's going to strip away their better health. You want to add to their better health. And every meal that you have does that if you make better choices for those meals. So I do enjoy lots of different types of foods. Oh boy. But I do in moderation. It's very important for best results with my colon cleaner to eat in moderation. And one thing you'll find, since it fills your stomach, you won't overeat because you're already full. So you will partake in a smaller plate, perhaps. And over time, that is how a lot of people achieve their weight loss goals, if that is what they want. My colon cleaner is not just about weight loss or waist loss. It's also about cellular regeneration. This product helps the skin cells, the hair follicles, the material our nails are made from, to grow healthier and stronger than ever. And I have so many people that are sending me information about not having certain things going for them. And now this product has given them a rebirth. So the best one was the edges. To hear someone explain to me that they had had hair loss for years. And this was a repeat client that from day one, that when she heard me on Storm Monroe's channel, she started partaking in the product. She was one of the very first people that called me and I helped her order her first batch. And when I tell you to see someone or to hear someone explain how these miraculous things are happening for them and they contribute it to something that I had something to do with, that to me allows me to come full circle. And that's what my colon cleanser is all about. It's not just about cleaning your colon. It's about wellness and order and balance. One colon at a time. This product has changed lives for 16 years. I have been a part of thousands of people losing hundreds of pounds of waist and weight and turning on that health light and following that light into a better future. And I am just thankful, guys. I'm so thankful. So, yes, it does help with hair and nails. There were people that had brittle nails that would just break. And now those nails are growing and growing. They have to cut them down. They're not used to having nails because this is something that has started a new thing for them. Excuse me. Mm. I'm so thankful to be a part of your journey. And I appreciate it. So thank you very much. Keep on sharing your stories. In reference to skin, we went over the fact that there's acne. People tend to get a lot of acne on their backs because we are very oily people, as you can see. I'm quite oily today, but that's a natural glow that we should have. You take your vitamins, your fruits, your minerals, you're eating right, you should have skin that is turning cells over, and you should have a glow. And it should be clear and flat. And your pores should not be filled with dirt. Why? Because you're turning those cells over. And in the wellness business, there's so many places I could go with this. I'm going to stay in my lane when it comes to the colon cleanser and the healthy vitamin packs. But man, once I opened that door, I learned about different soaps and different oils. I learned about the greatness of the bounty of natural foods and medicine that God left on this earth for us to enjoy, that we have here. So, all right, we're going to keep it going. How does it work? I got that part down. You guys know it works because after a while, all those movements, that flattening will happen, and people love the flattening. Your flattening of the belly itself is going to be happening because every time you put out those ounces of waste, it is smidgets of inches that are now going to be back the way they were before either the constipation or the diabetes or whatever condition that led up to a sluggish colon. I mentioned before, having a sluggish colon is also heredity. So because my mother carried me constipated, I in turn carried my daughters constipated. So they're also people that need more fiber. That's what this is all about. I have 3 principles with my colon cleaner. It is water, of course, fiber, my colon cleaner, and vitamins. Those 3 components, they're just a win-win-win situation when you're on top of your business and making sure to get those in you every single day. Don't take a day off of being good to yourself, okay? We're in a state of self-awareness now with the spirit of revelations in this 2020. You have to understand self-love is going to be the best love next to your love for your higher power and, of course, your family. All right. So when does it work? It starts to work when you normally go. Now, if you normally don't go, this is going to create a wonderful pattern for you. So if you're not a person that normally goes, I would suggest you take it at night. That way, all the work is happening as you're lying still or toss it and turn it. Depends on how you sleep. But I find that it does go to work very well in our resting times. So take it at nighttime, and you might have your results in the morning. Most people do. And that's a wonderful thing to know. I'll just take this supplement, this simple little bag here. I'll take 1 teaspoon of this simple little bag, and tomorrow morning, I'm going to deliver a ton of waste I don't need in my system, and I'm going to be healthier for it. So yes, take it at night. You can also take it in the morning. A lot of people were worried because this company went public before the pandemic. So I got a lot of calls about, can I take this and then go to work? And I said, oh boy, I don't want you to think that you're going to be clinging onto the bathroom or clutching toilet paper with my colon cleaner. You're not. Absolutely not. This is going to just let you have a better experience in the bathroom. It's not going to force you to run to it. So that's something that I'm thankful for. And that's part of it being mighty, yet gentle. All right. So we've already went over where it goes and what it does and how that comes all together. And I think pretty much the only other thing I want to share is that there are two books that would be great reads for our clients and our new viewers and our storm chasers. I want to make certain to emphasize that one life-changing book I have experienced is this one, How to Eat to Live. This was a comprehensive guide on what to put into my body and what it will and will not do for me. And it also helped me understand the principalities of fasting. Uh, when I first fast, I was so scared because I thought something was going to happen if I did not eat. But our bodies, they still operate. And this book talks all about how and not to worry in the middle of attempting to fast, And also talks about natural foods. It talks about the truth about pork, very important. You guys know how I feel about pork. I haven't had pork since I was 13 and a half, 14 years old. I actually went blind for 3 days. Did not know I was allergic to nitrates and that smoke that's in the pork that makes it more enticing or part of the curing process, which that in itself, whom wants to eat something? Who wants to eat something that has to be cured? And that's the bottom line, okay? And then also in the good book, it is mentioned, and it is mentioned as Jesus Christ walked the earth, that he would cast demons into swine. So how can I slap that on my burger, have it with eggs, on my pizza, and not know that I'm being a little naughty? It's being naughty. It's a forbidden meat. It's not good for you. There, I said it. Okay. I don't want you eating pork. And if you are, go for a higher grade. Don't go with the cheap stuff. I personally do not cook it. I do not allow it in my home. I do not feed it to my children, my family. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's just how I feel. Pork is one of our kind of the things we ended up with because we didn't have nothing 400 years ago. But it's a new day. And I refuse to eat slave food. I'm not an indentured servant. I am a free woman. I have choices. And one of them is not to eat something that I know to be a parasite. This is a parasitic animal. This is an animal that was crossbred with the cat, the rat, the dog. This is something that was actually made in early England as a garbage disposal system. Instead, during the leprosy times, like we're having this pandemic, during the leprosy pandemic, they would let the swine go free to eat the carcasses and the leftovers of the human that had the leprosy, because every time they sent someone, that person in turn would get leprosy. So they cultivated this super disgusting animal. And I'm not referring to the wild boar. It is a derivative of the wild boar as well. But the thing is, this nasty animal is the cheapest in the totem pole for a reason. They will eat anything. If you're feeding them, you fall out, they'll eat you too, and your boots. This animal, you can't poison it because it is poison. Okay. So if you've ever been near a slaughterhouse or understand, you have to put a bullet in his brain or slice his throat to take him out. Like, this is an animal that is so beneath us, and you got to choose wisely. So I even choose the animals that I would partake in as my food supply wisely. So instead of eating pork, I will go for a healthier offering of chicken. Chicken also has a bad rap, I do understand. But if you have a grass-fed, organic, one that has been made sure that it was not going to hurt us, where there's responsible farming practice that has taken place, or halal style, which the blood is drained, the fat is removed, and there's no additives and steroids and growth hormones. You have to understand we are what we eat. So if we should partake in those said things, those go right into our systems as well. Now, we have reached almost an hour point, guys, and I promise I'm almost to the end. As we sit here in our quarantine, this is something that could be a tool for you or something that perhaps someone that you know needs to hear. So that was the first book, How to Eat to Live. This is by the Master Fard Muhammad. You have to make certain to say that correctly. This is part of the Islam. This is part of the American, the Islamic faith. And I am not a Muslim, but I do respect the doctrines that they practice. And I do understand that it is a healthier existence if one should do so. I am a Christian, and that is a part of Christianity as well. You have to do your research. There are several different people, just like thumbprints. We're all different, and we all have different faiths and belief systems. But I do believe that God did not lead us this far for us to be misled at this point. So another book is Healing Foods for Dummies. By no means are anyone here a dummy. I am saying this only in the point that this is a series. Anything you want to learn is going to have blah, blah, blah for dummies. So for me, being in this realm, healing foods, why waste everything I put in my mouth? I'd rather have something that's going to be beneficial. So this book, it goes over everything that's beneficial in reference to making better choices for the foods that we do partake in. Both of these books can be found on Amazon.com. At this point, get the new one because COVID-19, anything used or returned is not so good anymore. But these are both great reads that can help you during your journey and also give you more enlightenment about this healthy lifestyle that we're striving for. I figured if you ended up on this channel, if you got the product, this is going to be a great thing for you to utilize as a tool to come back and have reference to, because we need this information. This is valuable information, and I thank you for allowing me to share it with you. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go for now, but I would like to hear from you. So do send your testimonial in to mycoloncleaner@gmail.com. If you have any questions or concerns, do call me at 610-848-8847. I am here for you, and I thank you all for your energy and your time in viewing this video. Share it with a friend, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, take care and God bless, guys. Take care, and I am always here. If you have a question, just give me a call. All right, have an awesome day and God bless you all. Bye-bye.